When we're looking to export an application from the Omnia platform, it's useful to sense check the application. So in nutrition, under the map icon and plans, you can click on the relevant plan and it will show you the relevant variation. Once we've sense checked that, that's great. We can actually tap into that variation and edit any element of that particular application if needs be, but in this instance we don't need to. So utilizing this plan in practice, we need to export it onto a USB stick. To do so, we need to go to Data, Export, and find the relevant terminal that we're looking to export it to. In this instance, it's the New Holland Intelliview screen. So we click on Export Plans, choose Nutrition, and choose the relevant plan. So in this instance, what we're going to do is we're going to download winter wheat nitrogen, and you can see that I've got my export there. Once exported, you get this icon at the top of your right hand side of your screen. If you click on download there, what that then does is it will download it to your computer. What we then want to do here is open this particular file up, and you can see here there's all the elements to the actual plan itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste all of those into the USB stick. So when we go onto the computer itself, we need to go to the USB drive. You can see that in here, because it's an ISO XML file, we need to use a task data formatted folder. So double click on the task data folder and you'll see the previous files in there. What I'm going to do there is I'm going to delete each individual plan. Delete. However you want to delete them, you can probably select all and delete. Once I've copied them, I can then paste in the new plans, and you can see the plans that reside there. That's all we need to do to download the plans onto the USB stick to utilize them in the tractor cab. When doing variable rate for the very first time, it's important that we set up the terminal to receive the application. So I'm going to press back on this particular screen, and then I'm going to go across to Wizards and Utilities. In Wizards and Utilities, you can see that we have a Task Control Wizard. I'm going to click on Task Control Wizard. If we haven't got all of our ticks here, then the rate won't actually come through. So when you're initially first set up, there's something that class does full setup. When you're in there, you need to go through all the various settings just to set up. Do we intend to use it for section control? Yes. Do we intend to use prescriptions? Yes. Name your operator, get your units right, choose a crop type, and then obviously field is irrelevant at this stage. GPS location should be fine. These all should be set up because the implement is Isobus. So I'm just heading through there. I've got no GPS signal. I'm inside a shed at the moment, so I'm probably not going to have that. Once we get through to the point where we've got the width of the implement, what it's spreading to, all of that is present and correct. So I'm just siphoning through the options here just to show you what we've set up initially to get everything set up. So at the moment the product is CF Nitram, and then as we head through you can see that there's no additional products. Work condition I've got down as spreader, and boom, this is the important bit. Layer 1 needs to be boom rate and actual, and product needs to be fertilizer. That gives you a range of different products. You could have that set as TSP, MOP, and that would be fine, but FERT gives you a broad range. Then we're just going through the in and outs of the section control, when it starts, when it stops. So again, you can alter these as per your requirements. and then you would click on run. That takes you back to your main screen. That sets up the first initial element of uploading your prescription file. You don't need to do that every single time. That is just if you haven't got your task wizard set up. So once we've got our applications from the Omnia platform, or whichever platform you're utilizing, onto the USB stick in that task data folder, insert the USB stick into the side of the terminal and turn on your ignition. That will then cycle the screen and it will get to your main run screen when you turn on. So to upload the prescription file, we want to go to the back button and to data management. In here you can see a tab at the bottom that says import to. If we tap on import to, we can see that we can upload shape files as a prescription. I'm going to drop down and change that to ISO XML, which is what this particular terminal tends to receive. Data type I want to put as a prescription map, and then these all need to be present, so grower, farm, and then field. So let's just class that as Henry's, and then what I'm then going to do is I'm going to import. So import selected information, import. What that will then do is it will upload those application plans. Everything is ready to now head to the field and actually launch the said prescription. So a really good start. We then need to go to cycle the terminal now that those have been unlocked. So come back to me in 2 seconds once this particular terminal has uploaded. Once the terminal has actually rebooted after uploading our prescription files, we can then look to launch the said prescription. We may be able to check the legend and the layers to ensure that those are correct as well, and I'll hopefully touch on that in this video as well. First and foremost, we need to set our task. So I want to go to the back screen here and I want to go to run. In here, what I want to do is I want to go to my field and I want to ensure that the field that I want is in there. You can see that I'm on auto mode. So again, some of the settings that we've set up in this particular terminal, and your dealer will be able to help set this up, is that when we pull into the field, it recognizes the field, and also that it will automatically launch the application plan once we set the spreader going. So that's already been set up. I'm happy that we've got our task there. So once we've got our field selected, we then need to go to the back button and go to performance. In here, down at the bottom, you can see various elements. What we want to do is head to RX Setup, click on RX Setup, and you can see in here, it's not pulling the prescription yet, but it's got our field, it's got our boom rate actual. So in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the relevant plan, and in here, use RX because it's a new plan. 78 kilos is the average rate across these particular fields. So that is now set as our RX prescription. I'm now going to head back to the run screen, tap on run screen, and I'm going to go to C map. So in here, the C map stands for coverage map. You can see in here that there's a variable plan. Now this particular variable rate plan, we can change the legend, and in here you can see the rates between 150 and 250. You can see that we can actually change those if needs be. Don't necessarily need to change them in the short term. In layer, when we're setting up, just so that you've got your elements right for variable rate, data type needs to be boom, rate actual, and RX style needs to be color. So if those are set, then you should be able to see the variable rate element of your task. So if we go back to the run screen and then back to our coverage map information in here, once we get to the field, you will see the application in here, and as soon as we set the spreader going, we should be in a position to see the variable rate elements moving. So the other element to this is that there will be a universal terminal, and you should be able to switch between the universal terminal by going to the back and going to isobus, and you'll be able to see the rate changing on this particular element here. Now this particular element where the rate is in kilograms a hectare, if it's doing variable rate, this should be in green. And there we have it. So this particular map that I'm showing on the screen is another application that's assigned to the same field. It's worth noting that if you're putting ISO XML files onto a task data folder, if you've got multiple different products, I would use different USB sticks for it. But if there's multiple different applications, you can put them all into one task data folder. It's just quite difficult to decipher what the product actually is. This particular product is Nitram. It's the first pass of variable rate nitrogen on this particular farm, and subsequently if we change the legend we could see more variation, but as the spreader's going up and down the field it will change. So there we have it. I've managed to successfully set up and import our ISO XML files into this Intelliview screen. I've managed to launch the said prescription and change the layers and ensure that we can see the application on the said screen. Utilising the universal terminal, we'll be able to see the spreader elements, and this grower can actually crack on and get some fertiliser applied. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. I hope some of you get quite a lot from some of the tutorials that I'm putting out on YouTube. If you do like them, please subscribe to the channel, it does help, and hopefully we'll get some more terminals uploaded this season. Thanks very much for your time, until next time.